Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for this segment, we have Vijay Tella, CEO of Workato, to discuss one of the biggest opportunities in enterprise software. Vijay, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
It's great to be here, Jill. Thanks for having me.
You got it. And we've seen so much happening in enterprise software, especially in integration and automation over the last year or so. Can you tell us about your experience in these markets over the years and where you think things are heading?
Yes, as you say, integration automation categories have been going through a huge change and are converging actually into a single platform. And the scale and scope of what they cover has been expanding a lot. I was part of the team that started TIBCO, where we created the first, the market's first integration platform in the 90s. Integration then was mostly driven by IT and was seen as digital plumbing, collecting a smaller set of like core applications. But in the last few years, the scope of what integration meant as the number of apps, the number of integrations has really exploded. And it was always generally seen as an IT and a plumbing problem. Automation on the other side was very much business driven, and it was focused on automating manual tasks to save costs, right? So what's happening now is instead of just automating some specific task as a person is doing, there is more of a focus to rethink how work gets done across the company and how end-to-end work gets done in the company and how you want to automate that. To do this kind of an end-to-end automation, you need a very strong connectivity and integration. So while automation was primarily seen as a business initiative, the scale of it and the level of connectivity, all that requires close collaboration with IT. So the integration automation sort of problems and platforms are coming together in a single low-code sort of a delivery model for both business and IT to work together. So integration automation are two sides of the same coin now.
Automation is a multi-billion-dollar industry with rapid adoption across sectors. You have even said it is one of the biggest opportunities in enterprise software. What is Workato doing to break through the noise and offer a solution that's competitive?
So automation is a huge industry, but it has also been limited by how it has been applied. Automation has mainly meant, replacing people doing like repetitive tasks like invoice processing or data entry. This kind of automation saves a lot of costs, but it also locks in place how our companies actually work internally. So increasingly sort of driven by new business models, new delivery models, better customer experiences, companies want to rethink how they get the job done for their customers, how they get the work done across their company. And the gains from this kind of thinking are much bigger and more transformational than just optimizing low-level tasks. So this kind of holistic automation across all parts of a business, from marketing and sales to like customer and employee experience, like back office operations, is truly transformative for the companies. And which is why we think the converged integration automation is one of the largest market opportunities. And Workato, it's the only platform that is seen as a leader in both enterprise integration and automation. So we're leading this convergence and a good position in this market.
And with the emergence of tools like ChatGPT becoming mainstream and generative AI becoming a C-suite level topic of discussion, where do you foresee companies going from here? What impact do you expect it to have on your market?
So generative AI will massively accelerate automation. The large language models are like very good at generating code. This will make it easier for the experts in our companies with the ideas, the business experts with the vision and ideas, to be part of creating the solutions rather than wait for somebody else to do it for them. This will open up the aperture very wide in our companies on who can automate and the speed at which we can get things done. The analogy I use, Jill, is if Google was an offline tool where you ask an expert to search something for you, you will get results in a couple of days. Automation works this way today. People with ideas, pass them on to somebody else to get things done for them. With AI, automation becomes like a real-time Google. We will use it all day. anyone wanting to automate or want to do something or rewire a workflow can do it themselves without waiting for someone else to do it. So the impact of this kind of change is going to be pretty massive, we think.
And Vijay, you recently announced your forthcoming book, The New Automation Mindset, which addresses how business leaders should leverage AI and automation. Can you tell us why you thought it was important to publish this book now?
Yeah, with a few exceptions, Jill, the business transformation programs of the last decade have mostly failed. Things remain very fragmented, inefficient, and inflexible, like how work is done. And a fraction of the ideas or projects get done in any reasonable time. Will AI make it any different? This is the question. Not we think if you only look at, just replacing people with bots. The key message of the book is that success with AI will be as much about organizations, like mindset as it is about technology. Their mindset will dictate how they choose to apply AI, whether we think about business and processes holistically, or are we simply just locking in and automating the like what we are doing today, how we work today. I've had a good fortune of working with companies like FedEx and Amazon and Nike in my in my previous like Workato, TIBCO, and all of these companies had this unique mindset. This is not a new mindset. They embrace systems thinking and are not afraid to break things a little bit and build them back better than competition. What's different this time is that with AI and the low-code automation technologies, you don't need the resources of a FedEx or Amazon. With the right mindset, which we call the new automation mindset, any company can achieve this kind of transformation. I wrote this book as a guide for business and technology leaders to apply this kind of mindset within their companies.
And who should read this book? And what is the most important lesson a reader should expect to learn?
This book is for CIOs and practitioners on how to partner with business leaders, and for business leaders to really kind of have this, like look at transformation as a team sport and not something that like there's a wall between IT and business. So I think that the takeaway is, for our leaders and our practitioners to think holistically, look at the bigger picture, and not just get like lost in minutiae of automating individual tasks. Those are valuable, but you really need to think about the big picture. And there's a mindset of embracing change. Everybody adapts. When the pandemic came, everybody got on Zoom or Slack, but a few companies, like Toast or like Grab and so on, they reimagine what they mean for their customers, and they created a new business for themselves that's much stronger than they ever thought they could do. So embracing change, and as a result, becoming stronger, right? And then the big point is automation has to be a team sport. It can't be just a domain of a few people. And a team sport really means not everybody's doing the same thing. IT is bringing the technical expertise and governance and security and scale. You need that level of security in order for you to kind of actually empower your business teams to, like really ideate and create. Otherwise, it becomes anarchy. So a real teaming where we bring our best skills and best people, together and making this a team sport. Those are the three key takeaways. Think holistically, embrace change, and make it a team sport.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We're hearing that increasingly more across tech, particularly cybersecurity, almost the marriage of IT across all the business functions, to your point, for this change to occur. Vijay, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Yeah, thank you, Jill.